self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists, back for another wonderful, fantastic episode. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. MISTER_on point, and on TikTok at Eddie B Talking and Eddie B Eating.
And I could be found at Red_Calamity on Instagram. If you have a question, comment, read a letter that you would like for us to respond to on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com, or you can find us on the aforementioned social media. And I'm sticking with my themes this week. My theme is in-laws. Well, before we do that, I just wanted to talk about something real quick. Like, it boggles my mind that we're like the new adults. And I feel like we're so different from, like, when I think about my mom when she was 39, 40, she wasn't like this. You know what I mean? Like, and even like I'm on TikTok a lot. And so a lot of the teachers will like post like funny stuff from their classrooms. And I'm like, my teachers were never like this. Like, it's like we're adults, but still very much not. If that makes it. Like, I feel like we're adulting differently, like in a more chill ass.
I think we were the first generation to be like freed from the worst perils of racism.
Okay.
Like, I feel like being in school for us was more neutral than it was curved to the negative of racism. I think we got to be more chill. Look at how niggas aged. You know how you be looking at old ass pictures of Ron Isley and you be like, I wonder how old they was. And it looked like they was 32, and it's like Ron Isley at 16. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna plug an anime in this moment. Jujutsu Kaisen. So there's a show called Jujutsu Kaisen. It's about this guy who eats this cursed finger and becomes cursed himself. And the school teaches people how to harness cursed energy to use it to fight against curses.
Why the fuck are they eating fingers? I'm sorry.
It was a over dramatized anime way of eating the finger. He just threw it up in the air and then it fell in his mouth and then he's like, nope. And then he started whooping folks' ass, essentially.
Where did he get a finger from to throw in the air to protect it?
Little backstory. So there was this super duper curse user, like the origin of all curses, that was fucking the world up. And they finally defeated him. And in order to keep him from gaining power back, they had to cut his body up and move it all across the earth.
Okay.
And these students at this school fucked around and found one at the school, and they shouldn't have had that motherfucker because all the curses, the low-level curses, was gravitating towards him. And so now they had to send a professional curse motherfucker to deal with them. And so the dude who was coming, I don't know why he would ever say this. He told like, if you eat the finger, then you get the power of the curse user, but you shouldn't eat the finger. The dude was like, in a pinch here, like anime do. Anime always start with a motherfucker in a pinch. He told me that this finger have power in it. Let me eat it. Or he's supposed to die, 1 in a million chance. But anime. Nigga survived, beat the shit out the damn cursed. And now this starts the journey of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay. Sorry, I just the finger was sending me. Okay.
Yeah, the finger is a little creepy, but it's fine. In Jujutsu Kaisen, and Cliff, if you listen to this, I might explain some of this shit wrong. Leave me alone, nigga. The dude, one of the main characters, his name is Gojo. He has a power called Infinity. Nobody can fuck with Gojo in this anime at this point that we know, that we can see. His power is that the closer you get to him, the slower time becomes, to the point that when you're almost touching him, your time is almost frozen while his is not. I say all that to say, when you consider that age thing I just talked about, it feels like the closer we get to the end of time, shit slowing down, goddamn. Like, I feel like we're gonna keep feeling younger and younger. We're gonna keep being funnier and funnier. We're gonna keep the gap between reasonable ass adults and kids is going to slim because I think that's what you're talking about. Because we just grown up as kids.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? So many grown ass 30-year-old niggas is cosplaying in Black Panther and going to Comic-Con dressed up like, whatever their favorite character is. Motherfucking old ass niggas weren't doing that shit. They was beating up on women. You know what I'm saying? Like Ronald Isley at peak 30s was snorting cocaine. And so was your granddaddy. Well, your granddaddy probably wasn't snorting cocaine. He probably beating up on women. My granddaddy was definitely beating up on my grandmama.
Nah, moonshine. They from the country. They didn't.
Moonshine. That's
drugs
what
really get down there like that. But the moonshine, the liquor, yes.
And they was drinking that battery acid moonshine, goddamn.
Listen, when my grandfather passed and my grandma moved into a nursing home, he had a shed in the yard that they decided to burn down. Now they went in the shed and they thought that they took everything out of the shed. The motherfucker blew up. Want to know why? Old ass moonshine from who knows how many fucking years ago. He had like buried or in places that they didn't see. The shit exploded. Oh,
God,
yeah.
dang.
Like strong moonshine.
Why would you even burn it down?
Because it was a little raggedy. They just decided to burn it.
Seems like it'd just be easy to just get a crane to come over there and just knock that shit out.
Who finna pay for that? When they could just set some shit on fire themselves.
Well, I'm sure somebody was a goddamn 10 yards away from getting their life fucked up.
William was there. My little brother was there. He had went down there to go help them clean it out. Thankfully, wasn't none of them too close, but yeah, that shit exploded.
He about lost his legs.
Had moonshine up in there. But I just noticed that it's like because I don't feel like an adult. I really don't. Like I like playing my video games, and I like even with the kids, I tell, and I don't look like I'm almost 40, but also I'm sure it's because I got fucking purple hair. Like I'm sure they don't equate, because when you think of older people, you equate them not doing the shit that we do. Like it just seems like we're not serious adults. And I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. I feel like this is a better way to adult. Adulting fucking blows. If I can have fun with the shit, I don't know why you wouldn't.
I wonder how much having kids would have aged us if we had kids like 10 years ago.
But I feel like my friends that have kids still ain't like adults. Like I don't see them like I saw my parents. I got friends that's got like kids finna fucking graduate from high school and shit, but like I don't see them how I saw my parents. Like they still ain't like that kind of adult, even with kids.
It's crazy. All my friends my age got new babies.
Oh no!
Like they first babies. Like my male friend group for like 33 years. Well, for about 35 years, we've been out here like nope, no kids. And in the last 4 years, 3 of them got kids. And I'm like,
I feel
power
like
to you.
Everybody that I still know of, I don't necessarily talk to anybody from high school, but the people that I know of that I would talk to, they've been had kids. Like I said, my one of my high school friends, I was a maid of honor in her wedding, and her son is graduating this year. This is last year. Now, mind you, she did have him when we went to college, and she dropped out as such and never went back. But yeah, but I just noticed that shit, and I just started thinking about myself, and I'm like, the shit that I like to do, like my mom was just really serious. And yeah, I don't have kids, but I feel like even if I had kids, I'd still be doing most of the shit I'm doing, like the stuff that I enjoy doing, like playing video games and like that. I like to do that. I don't, it just seemed like when I think of like my mom being the age that I am now, she was much more serious. Like it didn't seem like she enjoyed life. Like, I don't know. And not just her, like all the adults that were around me, they just seemed more serious. And I see us and we out fucking goofing around all the time. We're fucking funny. We're hilarious. So what?
What a serious ass 40-year-olds at.
I mean, I'm sure there's some, but I feel like they the minority now. And the people that are just like fucking chill as shit are the majority. I don't know. I just noticed that and wanted to quickly mention it.
Valid assessment.
Huh?
Valid assessment.
Yeah. Okay, theme for this week is in-laws. Some of these were like,
This ought to be good.
the fuck? Am I the asshole for siding with my in-laws and refusing to go to China after my wife found out that she was adopted from there? Why would you not support her in finding out about her fucking hair? You gonna side with her adopted family? You on the wrong side of history, bro.
Must be a Trump supporter.
Some of these were like vague, so I don't know what they did. But as a reminder, I only picked ones that were deemed assholes. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that she was being unreasonable? This one was just fucking weird. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law not to add a slab of butter to her hot dogs in front of my 7-year-old? First of all, who the fuck butters their hot dogs? First. And then second, why the fuck do you care if your kids see that?
I don't butter my hot dog like fucking get a knife and a butter and slather it. But after I boil my hot dogs briefly, then I put butter in a saute pan and then I sizzle them up on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't normal.
Outer skin popping. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about regular people who butters.
But if you can see the butter on that motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck wrong with you.
Well, she said add a slab of butter to her hot dogs. I'm assuming they like at a Oh, I just read the first line. Ew, let's do this one. Ew, because they gotta be white. Okay, let me read the other one.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you a story.
Oh fuck.
Talking to my brother yesterday. And my brother went to Panama, had a bad time, he said. It just was not a good trip for him. And he was tripping. And he was hungry. And he was just talking about how like different cultures have different food experience. He was like, he said that he had a bad trip, got on the plane, different cultures, Panama. He is not happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is tripping on the plane internally. He hears the stewardess behind him say, "I'm sorry, we're out of eggs. On this flight, the only thing we have is cornbread." And my brother said, "This bitch better not come over here asking me if she wants some cornbread. Fuck she think I am. I want no goddamn cornbread on no flight." She, sure enough, come up to him and say, "Sir, we don't have any eggs. All we have is cornbread." He said, "Nah, I don't want no cornbread. What else you got back there? Watermelon?" He just tripping because he hungry, he irritable, and he like, these motherfuckers offering me cornbread. And his wife next to him, they asked her if she would like cornbread. And she said, "Yeah, I would like some cornbread." And he was like, "This nigga here. This nigga want cornbread. This nigga want cornbread." He's saying this shit, yo. This how my brother be sometimes. You just follow along the order, get some cornbread. He sitting here tripping. They bring her cornbread. She uncovered it. He looked down at it. He said, "Eddie, that was not fucking cornbread. It was like a bread pudding." And he said, "That shit looks so fucking delicious." But he's sitting there, goddamn, after he just talk all this shit about not wanting cornbread, because what he was visualizing was some cornmeal butter-based shit. Nigga had to swallow his pride and tell them that he wants some cornbread too. Bro, that shit was so funny. Oh my goodness. I told my brother, if you just sit on TikTok and tell fucking stories, you're going to go viral. He just gonna go viral. That's the storytelling prowess of that nigga is outlandish. Anyway, talking about weird foods that motherfuckers eat made me think about that shit. It was funny. Anyway, keep going.
Am I the asshole for going into my in-laws' bedroom and making things awkward when I heard them talking shit? Should have been talking shit.
So we got slab of butter number one.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for trying to convince my daughter-in-law to start cooking? Bitch, mind your business. You gonna be that mother-in-law? I wish.
Are we sure that this ain't the father?
We're not sure. I assumed it was a woman, but it may not be. I can't tell by the title. Am I the asshole for returning the money my future in-laws gave us for our wedding and embarrassing my fiance? Why are you giving money back?
That stubborn white man shit. I ain't giving no goddamn money back.
Hell no. The fuck I look like? Am I the asshole for walking home because my brother-in-law wouldn't let me eat in his car? You gonna walk home because he said you can't open that food in his car.
Clearly the asshole. Like, let that man have his fucking crumb-free car. Keep that shit in that motherfucking bag. And my car, I don't give a fuck. My car look a mess most of the time.
It depends on what it is. If it's gonna be some shit that's gonna have my car smelling, then absolutely not. Because I don't want to smell the shit later. I don't even like smelling my food. Like, I'm somebody, when I eat food, I love smelling it and enjoying it. But once I'm done, I don't want to smell that shit. Like, I clean this house and like air it out. If I like fry something, I just don't like the smell of food when I'm not eating. I don't want to smell that shit no more.
It makes sense.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to cancel our honeymoon despite what happened with my brother-in-law? Feel like brother-in-law had some kind of severe issue happening. You just like, fuck that, we going on this honeymoon. Am I the asshole for asking if my daughter-in-law failed when I heard of her miscarriage? Why are you asking questions? What?
I mean, unless you're trying to figure out if she is enduring some abuse that she didn't want to tell nobody about.
But it's your in-law, your daughter-in-law. That means if she is experiencing abuse, your fucking son is doing it.
I mean, everybody ain't got a good relationship with their son. Some parents are trying to catch them niggas up. Knew that motherfucker was an abuser, just like his daddy.
So you wanted to do the talking shit one too, correct?
I want to do the slab of butter. I want to do the awkward bedroom. Yeah.
Talking shit. Okay.
Let's see. Start cooking. Future in-laws. Miscarriage. Honeymoon. Eat in the car. The unreasonable. The second one.
What's that? The car one?
You the one you had to run with China, and then the second one was something
about being unreasonable. It was yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what this butter talking about. It's gross. I don't know. They gotta be white. I'm sorry, white people, but I feel like this is white shit. Okay, as a reminder, am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law not to add a slab of butter to her hot dogs in front of my 7-year-old? My sister-in-law, let's call her Barb, has a habit of putting butter and mayo on her food. Should see his face.
Story time. I'm sure I told this story here before. When we went to AUM, there was a guy that was on the basketball team named Zach. He was a white guy.
The one that, he played Sigma?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
He ended up being my roommate. His family was loaded. His stepdaddy. When he moved in, they brought in all furniture, fancy looking ass shit. And when he left prematurely, because apparently like he's like not the model son type, he left AUM and moved to Florida to stay with his dad before finishing out the lease. His mama came there and wrote me a check for the rest of the money for the lease. And so I used that money to let some people stay with me for free, which turned out to bite me in my ass, which was Cheeks and Sheila. Because they were in a perpetual state of tripping.
Yeah.
All of that aside, Zach's brother was the weirdest fucking disgusting ass dude I have ever met in my fucking life. He used to take the wings. So if there was a like bucket of box of wings or something, the grease that be at the bottom, he would ask people if they want the wing juice at the bottom, and he would just like drink it.
Oh,
that's one thing that he did. Another thing that he did is he would boil hot dogs, carry around a mayonnaise jar, and dip the hot dog in the mayonnaise and eat it. And I'm looking at this nigga disgusted because I hate mayonnaise. I hate mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying? I hate mayonnaise probably like a whole bunch of white folks hate black folks.
That's the most white shit I've ever heard in my life.
I recognize its utility and its function, but I don't fuck with it for real. So I do put it in my tuna. I do put it in my motherfucking potato salad. You know, it's just like white people will let black folks handle their food, but they'll never let them sit at the table and eat with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so mayonnaise, I hate the way it fucking look. I hate the color of white it is. I hate that it got some shine to it. I hate that it I hate the smell of it. I hate the feel of it. I don't like shit about mayonnaise except as a binder for shit. Matter of fact, when I do recipes that have just mayonnaise in it, I gotta add sour cream or something and tell myself that it's sour cream in here. Because a lot of recipes got mayo, like a lot of motherfucking cremas and a lot of dressings, white dressings, ranch, mayonnaise in that bitch. Just make shit delicious. It just looks stupid. Anyway, he was the fucking most disgusting white person. So when I think about motherfuckers just using mayonnaise on some, you know, put it in a jar and dip chips in it shit, bruh, fuck you, matter of fact. You do that. Unless we cool, then don't tell me you do that shit.
Okay. Like, it's not uncommon when she eats a white sauce pasta, she will add half a stick of butter to her plate and have it melt in, or if she's eating biscuits from Popeyes, to dip it in the melted butter as well. My daughter is now 7 and we don't want her to pick up any unhealthy habits. My husband was making hot dogs and I know Barb was going to add butter to her hot dog buns. My husband already added some and toast them, but again, she was going to add a lot more. I pull her to the side and I'm like, hey, Barb, do you mind adding the butter to your hot dogs in the kitchen? I don't want Emily, my daughter, to start doing it too. She then is like, you are putting your 7-year-old daughter on a diet? I am like, no, we know that she likes to copy people, especially adults, and would rather not have her do that. Barb is then like, why? So she won't become fat like me, and starts raising her voice. She says that there is nothing wrong with being fat and that I am giving my daughter an eating disorder by restricting her. She then brings up the fact that she is a nurse and that she knows more than doctors, and guarantees me the anxiety and depression I am creating by preventing her from eating what she wants is way more harmful than whatever cholesterol a little bit of butter would give her. And that she, Emily, should be able to make her own decisions, that if she wants to eat hot dogs with butter, she can eat hot dogs with butter. I'm like, Barb, if you have kids and want to teach them to do that, that's fine, but please respect my wishes. Barb gets angry and confronts my husband. My husband talks to Barb, and eventually she just packs up some of the food from the grill and leaves. Was I wrong here? If my daughter was 10, I wouldn't mind at all, but these are crucial ages. And I just asked her to do it in the kitchen, not to not do it at all.
They call her the asshole?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the asshole piece.
No, your sister-in-law is a fucking asshole. Ain't nobody said nothing about you. Already must be feeling the kind of way about being big, ma'am, because ain't nobody said 100%. Shit about you being fat. Nobody said that. I didn't even say you couldn't do the shit. I just said don't do it in front of my daughter who mimics everything, because I don't want her doing this shit. Okay? Because it ain't healthy. It ain't healthy to be.
and your nurse knowledge having ass is calling not adding a whole stick of butter to your food a diet and restrictions. maybe we misunderstanding what butter is in this situation. These niggas from England, what is butter?
I think it's maybe butter.
Maybe slap a brother means like a spritz or some shit. I don't know. But if she talking about a fucking half a cup stick of butter with all of her shit, she don't need to worry about being fat. She need to worry about them goddamn arteries. She need to
If
worry
she
about
clogged them
motherfucking
hoes up.
cholesterol.
So I'm looking at the comments. So this person said, you're the asshole. It's on you to parent your kid, not Barb. A lot of people have bad habits. It's on you to teach your daughter not to copy each bad habit she sees in other people. Shut the fuck up. You must ain't never been around no child in your life. Kids mimic things. And if I can avoid her even starting to mimic you by you simply going into the fucking kitchen and not doing a disgusting habit in front of her, I don't see the goddamn problem. I'm not asking you to raise my child. I'm asking you not to do no fuck shit in front of my kid. The fuck?
And you know what? It only take for a 7-year-old, it only take for them to like a person for a week to be like, I want my haircut like Mr. Johnson. It don't take very much for kids to gravitate towards the adult they like. So I would wager that Barb is unpleasant as fuck in general, but let's say that Barb is pleasant as fuck. All that 7-year-old got to do is be like, what Barb doing? I like Barb. Ooh, what's that yellow stick she putting in her food? I want that too, Daddy. Give me a yellow stick of butter. That shit can happen. This man did not say you can't do this shit at all. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing the asshole from David.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't get it. Somebody said so. Not. I don't know how they deemed it, because it seemed like more people are saying not the asshole. Mm-hmm. This person said anyone else thinks it's hella rude to use up that much butter at someone else's house. Facts.
Hell the fuck yeah.
Facts.
See, I buy my butter in 4-pack containers from Sam's Club. Mm-hmm. You using a whole stick of butter for me is a problem. Especially if I'm down to my last motherfucking box of butter.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my grandmama at home go to Kroger to buy butter. And she keep me about 5 in the freezer. I just don't feel like driving down there to get it. But I need to. Because I asked her to buy it for me so long ago. But you ain't finna come to my house and use that much goddamn butter.
Hell no. And if you bringing butter to my house, it's still weird. Like, you got a problem. You got a fucking problem. This person said, honestly, in that situation, it's best to let her do it once. And then when Barb isn't around to offend, talk to her about how much butter isn't healthy. She's 7. Shut up. Have y'all ever been around a 7-year-old? You want her to sit down and have a health conversation with a 7-year-old? No, what's easier and best is what she did. Hey, I'm not telling you how to eat your food. What I'm asking you to do is not do no fuck shit in front of my kids. So if you could go put all the butter you want on your fucking hot dog in the kitchen, I would appreciate it. I don't see the problem.
Let's make no mistake. Butter is fucking delicious.
It is.
Okay? Let's make no mistake now. You overdo it with butter. If you put a whole stick of butter on anything, the only thing I use a whole stick of butter for is when I melt drawn butter to dip my crab shit in, right? And I don't eat all of it. I just eat as much as I can dip, and the rest of it goes to the trash. You know, you shouldn't be eating none with more than a fucking 1 or 2 tablespoons of butter in it as a serving. But like, if your child fuck around and get to butter at a certain point, they're gonna know that they need to be using that shit. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So your child at some point is gonna learn that butter is good. So like, we ain't got a butter shame. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we ain't got a butter shame. And that's not what was being done in this situation. But you're not just going to easily be able to tell your kid, like introducing your kid to new shit. And I'm saying that it's delicious because y'all know Napster. You remember Napster?
Oh, yeah.
What happened with Napster is that Napster came out as one of the first music download apps. And it was an underground app. You had to already be dealing with. The motherfuckers who knew about Napster was the motherfuckers going to Rotten.com, watching motherfuckers get killed and shit. This was early internet days, y'all. Like, you could just go to www.rotten.com and see motherfuckers getting killed and all kind of terrible shit. You know, I stayed away from that shit. But the motherfuckers on the underground web were the ones that was downloading music. Now, what happened was the RIAA said, we finna put a stop to this fucking shit. Yep. And they came out and said, hey, world, fucking press release. Hey, world, all of this free music you've been downloading is fucking wrong, and we're going to challenge it. Bitch, why you introduce us to the shit? Why you introduce us to theory of music? Y'all fucked up. That's when Morpheus came out, Kazaa came out, All of
Oh,
these little
I forgot about
sideways
that.
peer-to-peer file sharing systems where one person had the song, everybody got the song. I'm saying that to say
in college.
exactly. I'm saying that to say you having a conversation with your child about some shit they ain't even think about is gonna introduce them to some shit where they're gonna be like, I want to try that shit. Every time the refrigerator open, your child gonna be looking like, I want that butter. Just because you done told them butter is some delicious ass, unhealthy ass shit that we don't need. And then you like, but why we got it in the house though, daddy? If it's bad, I think they're trying to keep that good shit away from me. Just the same way when your kid find your alcohol bottle, they're gonna be like, why this here in here? Is this something you drink?
Yep.
I finna try this. Now your fucking DHR done showed up at your house to take your goddamn kid away because you ain't hit the liquor wheel enough.
Yep.
So look, that's the school of thought for me is that introduce your child to shit when it's time to be introduced to shit. Don't just arbitrarily introduce them to shit because you think that they need to know this knowledge. You know, maybe they never would have dealt with it. Maybe your child ain't paid no attention to Barb using no fucking butter, right? And if Barb did use butter and your child did see it, when your child pull out the whole fucking stick of butter while Barb ain't there, just knock the fucking shit out of her hand. Tell her, look, we don't use that much butter because butter is fucking expensive and delicious. And we ain't finna keep buying butter because your ass trying to be Barb over here. Just do that. Watch your kids, parent your kids, stop your kids. Your kids gonna do some dumbass shit moving forward in your life. And if you're going to goddamn be a good parent, you're gonna have to tell them, nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So, but you can ask Barb if she can put that shit on her goddamn plate in the kitchen. Like she let's be clear about what he's saying that she does. Barb fix her food and the food is hot. She take a stick of butter, put it next to the hot food, and let that shit melt into her food.
Yes.
What the fuck kind of childhood fucking butter trauma is that? Why are you doing that shit? Why are you doing that? What the hell happened? Did your parents the ones only able to have butter? Maybe they had one of them on the table type of butter things where you cover it up, and then during dinner time, and we'll say Barb is Italian. Barb is a goddamn Italian or a Jewish name, maybe. I don't know. It's some Barbaras that's Jewish and Italian. Motherfuckers be eating bread, right? So it's dinner time. They got butter in the middle of the table. They open up the butter. Everybody get butter and they put it on there. But Barb, she overweight. Her family don't never let her have no fucking butter. But they slathering butter on their shit and they just eating it, having a good old time. And the only thing Barb is having is a horrible time in her mind because she's saying they got all that butter and they won't let me have none because I'm overweight. I'll show these motherfuckers when I get grown. I'm gonna be eating butter out the ass. I'm gonna eat butter from the stick. I'm gonna put butter on my food. I'm gonna butter every goddamn thing up. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. You grew up with a butter deficit and now you got a butter surplus and you're doing that shit in an egregious way that motherfuckers see you using butter and now fucking up their kids.
Not a butter surplus.
I don't need to drink coffee before I get on this motherfucker.
Yeah, you be wilding. You be wilding.
Okay. I keep breaking in, talking about some story time, going on these fucking butter rants.
But yeah, she's not an asshole. Her sister-in-law is an asshole. Fuck her. Like, you made a big deal out of something that did not have to be a big deal. Essentially, that's just what it is. Okay, talking shit was the next one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, no.
Talking shit was not the next one?
Yeah, I put bedroom awkward.
Oh, bedroom awkward is talking shit, yeah. Am I the asshole for going into my in-laws' bedroom and making things awkward when I heard them talking shit? I recently got engaged to my fiance, Abby. She is an amazing girl and I couldn't be happier. Abby and I have a pretty modern relationship and are partners in everything. During the 6 years we've been together, we've talked a lot about marriage and our expectations. Abby's mom, Rose, made it clear that she thought we were taking all the romance out of it. Abby and I ended up picking the ring together and talking about how the proposal should go. Rose kept making comments that we were ruining it. She was so surprised when her husband proposed, and etc. For some background, I don't like her parents that much. They have an extremely codependent relationship with some old school gender roles, and Rose expects to be treated like an absolute princess. Her dad, James, doesn't seem crazy about me. I think he wants me to take care of his daughter more, but Abby doesn't need that. Rose seems put off that we aren't romantic enough, and honestly, she annoys the shit out of me. We spent the holiday at their lake house. Abby and I even went on a hike, and she proposed back to me. It was a great day. When I went to bed one night, Abby was in the living room with her siblings. I heard James and Rose talking shit. She said she would have cried if he made her wait 6 years to get married. He made a joke that she owes him a lot of money because Abby told him women pay for half of the rings now. Then he said that he would have died if he had to tell his friend she proposed back and jokingly made her promise to only get on her knees for one reason. Oh, God. Honestly, I don't deal with assholes. I went to the bedroom, opened the door, and just stared at them. James cussed at me and told me to get out of his room and don't ever do that in his house again. I said I heard their conversation and thought I was going to barf. No one wants to hear about her on her knees. Honestly, this might have been a dick move. She has an extremely time-consuming routine to look younger and looks like Abby's sister, but is insecure about her age. James told me to get the fuck out and called me disrespectful. The next morning, he confronted me, didn't apologize, and said if I ever burst in like that again when his wife was half naked, we were going to have a real problem. To be clear, they were both under the covers. I told Abby and she thinks it's hilarious, but it made Christmas awkward, and Rose has been telling everyone I have no respect and wasn't raised right.
You ain't an asshole, but you is stupid. You're stupid as hell. In that man's house?
Yeah.
Hell no. Like, if you understood the dynamics of the older generation that Jen was talking about earlier, you would understand that there is no scenario where that could have went well for you. None. Zero. You confronting a motherfucker in his house by breaking into his door or into his room. Hell the fuck. You don't do that shit, bro.
Yeah.
No, you stupid.
Yeah.
You're an asshole. Your criticisms are valid. Yes. Your issues with what was going on are valid. But the way that you handled it, fucking F.
And that's exactly
F minus, nigga.
What people were saying. So this person said, you're the asshole, but let me tell you why. You opened a closed door. That door was closed on purpose. That was a set boundary and you violated it. Regardless of how loud and ignorant they were being, you overstepped. Now, what you should have done was talk to your fiance and let her make all the jokes at her parents' expense. But since you had to be a privacy violating dingbat, you missed your opportunity to take the high ground.
So you missed the opportunity for the leverage.
Yep.
You could have just kept this to your chest, went to your partner, told her, I heard your daddy talking shit, lied some, you know what I'm saying? You already don't fuck with him, you know, embellish a little bit, you know. I heard your daddy talking shit about you and me, talking about, you know, we ain't sensual enough and we ain't sexual enough, and that if your mama said that if she was she would have been left my ass. Make that shit sound bad. That would have been leverage. That would have been a argument between motherfuckers don't realize you could be a thorn in the side of your in-laws. Yeah, they don't have to be a thorn in your side.
Nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay.
Utterly disrespectful to your parents.
It was. And the thing about it.
Hold on. I would tell my partner, I'm going to be utterly disrespectful to your parents because of how they treating me, and I'm willing to be divorced if you got a problem with it. I'm just letting you know. This shit ain't going to go well.
Care. I mean, she know that her parents ain't are assholes.
Of course. She got to. Codependent ass motherfuckers. She got to know that they're a problem. She got to have some trauma. And, you know, she probably be with the shit. Like I sent her dad, you know, there's a website where you can order.
They laughed together. He said he told her about it and they laughed together. But now you done made fucking all the holidays fucking awkward.
Bruh, I would, you know, there's a website where you can order a bag of gummy bear dicks. I send him a bag of dicks every holiday, goddamn. I was in this man a whole bag of dicks. Happy whatever day, nigga.
Oh God. I can't imagine how mad
There's
he
Eddie
would
sending
be.
these dicks.
Literally eat a bag of dicks. That's hilarious.
Yeah, like I
Hell
would
no.
do that.
What was
I
the
say
next
I'll
one?
do that. I wouldn't choose somebody with no fucking parents like that.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. And the next one is the unreasonable. The second one.
Yes. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that she was being unreasonable? 3 years ago, I, a 36-year-old male, set my coworker, Danny, a 25-year-old female, up with my brother, Phil, a 27-year-old male, and the two hit it off. Now, the two are newlyweds, and Danny is 7 months pregnant with her first child. I consider Danny a friend as well as family. She and I work incredibly well together, but don't talk about family stuff while at work. Last week, the two had a combined baby shower gender reveal party for their baby. I think that they had planned to have a gender reveal party separately from the baby shower, but things just worked out this way instead. Anyways, everything seemed fine on the day of the party and everyone was having a good time. At the gender reveal, everyone found out that they were having a girl. They both reacted well at first, and it was sweet until later when I saw Danny was visibly upset, crying, hyperventilating, etc. At one point, 4 people were trying to console her. I ran into her on the way to the bathroom and asked her if she was feeling any better. Instant tears. When I asked her what was wrong, she told me that even though she knows it was stupid, she thought she was having a boy and was unsure if she was ready for a girl. I told her as a friend that she has a lot to be grateful for regardless, that it is completely unreasonable to be so upset about her child's gender and let her negative feelings overshadow the fact that she and her baby are completely healthy and have a support system that other women would be happy to have. By this point, she was bawling even worse, and I didn't know what to do. I am not a very touchy-feely person. I went and found Phil, and he calmed her down. Danny was standoffish at work the following week and not her usual self. Like not outwardly rude, but she's usually a lot nicer. I asked her in my office if something was wrong, and she said that I made her feel like shit at the party and that she was still kind of upset with me. My gut is telling me I should apologize, but on the other hand, I feel like she was being ungrateful at the party in many ways. Also, I'm not even sure she would care. To me, even as someone without kids, I know that just the fact that Danny has a healthy family and so far, and the finances to support a child is more than most people have. So literally freaking out because you aren't having a boy just seems kind of assholish. No, let me tell you what's assholish, okay? I can't stand when I am going through something and somebody comes and tells me, well, you know, it could be worse. Bitch, I don't care nothing about that. Of course it could be worse. Anything could always be worse. That don't help me with the shit I'm going through now. For you to tell her that she can't be disappointed. People have preferences. There are a lot of things that come with raising a female child. If she was a little disappointed, it is what it is. But for you to go and tell her you're being ungrateful, at least your baby's healthy, like that, it don't take all of that. I can't stand when people do that shit. Like if you want to make me upset and want to guarantee that I will never come to you with something else that I'm going through, tell me that things could be worse. Tell me that. That will be the last time you ever have an opportunity to help me with anything. Because bitch, I already know that does not help me manage the emotions that I am having in this moment about the current state of things. Okay? I don't give a fuck about how it could be worse. And right now it is this. Help me deal with this.
Listen, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all some bad advice. Okay.
Jesus.
But it's a skill that can save you in these situations, especially for somebody who says, my gut is telling me that I should apologize. Learn how to apologize disingenuously. I mean, it is what it is, okay? Learn how to give a meaningless apology very convincingly. It's a skill. I tell people I'm sorry all the time. It don't mean shit to me, but it mean a lot to the people I apologize to. Learn that shit. Because if your gut tell you I should apologize, you should be able to say, oh, let me apologize to this stupid ass girl. And you do it, and everything is fucking fine. Now your ego is fucking you up, making you feel like, well, I ain't been apologize. She shouldn't do. You fucking yourself up, and you on the wrong side of the conversation. Just apologize to the motherfucker. Goddamn, it don't have to mean that you fucked up. You wrong. It can mean that the way that you handle something isn't the way that somebody else wants you to handle it. But you should never fucking handle that shit by saying it could be worse. Yeah, it could. You could also be getting your motherfucking ass whooped right now, but you ain't. You could be getting your ass kicked out of my house, but you ain't. It could be a rock going through your car window right now, but it ain't. Yeah, a whole bunch of shit could be worse, motherfucker. Don't nobody want to hear that shit when they're going through something.
No.
Just console a motherfucker. What was this, a baby shower?
Yeah.
Go down to the motherfucking table, get some meatballs. You know, the ones that motherfuckers mix with the chili and the jelly. Bring some up on the plate and be like, I see you been going through some shit, you know, and you ain't had none of these meatballs. These motherfuckers are delicious. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem that goddamn these meatballs at the moment won't handle. Let's eat these meatballs. Let's enjoy this motherfucking party. And let's get back to this motherfucking shit. Now, there's an overarching conversation to be had. I don't think that this is a conversation for you to have with her about why the fuck are you doing a fucking gender reveal if you knew you was gonna have anxiety about this motherfucker might be a girl?
Everybody do that though. Everybody does that.
Motherfuckers be watching TikTok and they want to goddamn get AK-47s and shoot balloons to see if a pink or a blue fucking smoke gonna come out. I know you seen videos of the motherfuckers doing these gender reveals and fucking setting themselves on fire and shit.
Yeah.
Doing dumbass, like, ma'am, do not do no goddamn gender reveal if you have a leaning towards wanting a boy or a girl. Don't do that shit.
People
it's
do.
Stupid.
My coworker from my first counseling job got pregnant, had a gender reveal. Her sister was an asshole. Her sister knew she wanted a boy. So her sister bought 2 of the little color steam things and opened the blue one first. And so she was happy. And then she was like, psych. And then she turned the pink one.
Bruh.
Her whole face dropped. And they have since had a it was you met them, the husband. Y'all talked about Wagyu at Art on the Rocks.
Oh, her?
Yeah, her. She wanted a boy. She got 2 girls. They just had another little girl. She like 7 months old. She still ain't got her boy. Yep. She was disappointed as a motherfucker about that.
As husband, I would have ordered a mud hole stomping.
In the sister?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up. It was real fucked up.
So
they were so happy when they thought it was a boy. Then she was like, psych.
I don't think
your brother's still on Facebook. I have to show it to you because she looked upset.
So I don't think the real Eddie is ever gonna get married, right? I don't think I'm ever gonna get married. Maybe, but I don't think I'm gonna get married.
What do you mean the real one? You in the Matrix?
Eddie.
You in the Matrix?
No, I ain't in the Matrix. I'm not an AI. That algorithm is slipping every now and then. I'm not that.
You mean the real one? You?
Well, there's several versions of me in my head that exist that's doing things in my head that me would never do. So in my head, there's a version of me that's married. In my head, there's a version of me that have kids. So when I answer stuff, I go to what the me that has those things in my head would be like, not the real me, because the real me don't want none of that shit. I don't give a fuck. Okay. So the husband version of me, I feel like would have me and my wife would have signals as to whether I got a green light to do some egregious shit. And we would be so aligned that she know the egregious shit that I'm trying to do and why I'm trying to do it, because she know she's a fucking context clue reading ass motherfucker. She know that I know she's sad. Everybody know that she wanted a boy. We know that her sister been an asshole in the dick. We know sister just did what she did. And I need her to give me the fucking signal. I'm just going to be waiting. Give me the motherfucking signal. Give me the I'm finna fuck this baby shower up right now because I got 2 plants in the motherfucking audience and you know who they are because we knew that your sister had the potential to do some bullshit. That's how my relationship would be. That in my head, that's how it is. I'm not going to have that, but it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, people have a preference and it's, I don't think that they're less it means they're gonna take care of the kid any worse or better because they got or didn't get the gender that they wanted. Somebody can be disappointed in a moment. I don't see the fucking big deal. And instead of just being like, well, it's okay, being positive, you basically berated her for not being happy in the moment and telling her that, well, your baby could have some terrible disease and it don't, so you should be happy. Bitch, what? I can't stand that shit. Like, that infuriates me. If I'm dealing with something, if I'm going through something, if you don't know what to say, then don't say. I would rather you not say nothing than to tell me it could be worse. Because what the fuck does that do for me in this moment? It could be worse. It could be worse. But my light's still finna get cut off today. So what the fuck is that gonna help me with? It could be worse. But I still gotta figure out how I'm going to get my, car fixed because it's fucked up. Like, whatever I have going on, of course it could be fucking worse, but that does not help me solve what the actual issue is in this fucking moment. And if you don't have solutions, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Don't say nothing. I'd rather you not say nothing at all than to tell me it could be worse. Because all the emotion and the anger and the anxiety that I am feeling in this moment because of whatever's going on in my life, it's gonna get directed at you. And then you're gonna think I'm an asshole for cussing you out for telling me some fucking bullshit like it could be worse. Shut your ass up. Before I make shit worse for you in this moment.
I don't think I haven't much had to be given input about some shit that I was struggling with. Mostly because I regulate from struggle so fucking fast that by the time I'm talking to somebody about it, I kind of managed it to a degree. And the shit that would bother motherfuckers don't bother me as much as like when my car blew up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
literally, this nigga car blew up.
Yeah, my car blew up, man.
The fucking fire department had to come.
Yeah, I was just like, hey guys, my fucking car on fire. Look, that kind of.
He video called a group chat, and that's literally what he did. And we was all like, what? What are you talking about? Where are you? Like, what? He was just like how he just said that shit is how he said that shit at the time. He really did.
So it's like, I hadn't needed that much, but don't tell me shit can be worse. I know it could be worse. I could have been going through the same shit with no legs, nigga. Blind. Like, I could also have a heart attack at any given moment. It'll be because I'm fat, not because I'm eating fucking a whole stick of butter. But it could reasonably be because the compilation of lifetime worth of butter that I've eaten could have caught up with me. But it ain't gonna be because I ate a stick right here, right now. I'll tell you that.
Why it makes me mad is anybody that knows me, they know when I have a problem, I'm going to try to figure that shit out. If I come to you and I'm talking to you about it, what that means is that I have been unable in the efforts that I have made to figure it out. Okay. Because I have a very stubborn streak when it comes to shit. Even shit like we told this story on the podcast before. I got this standing desk from On Point when he moved.
Yep.
And he was going to come and help me hang it up. But I wanted it hung up right then. And and when I say this motherfucking thing is heavy, it's heavy. I hung that shit up by myself.
There is no reasonable way she should have did this shit. Like, if there was a possible way to predict her demise, it would be because she tried to put this shit up and it fell on her and broke her fucking spine.
I didn't even think about that. But yes, that could have happened.
Listen, y'all, that shit, it's a floating desk, wood, hanging on my wall. Fucking heavy. And I'm the motherfucker telling you it was heavy. There's no reasonable way she should have put that shit up. She should have been able to hang that shit up. But she did it. Let me tell you, Jennifer is a fucking solutions champ. Okay? It fucking boggles my mind how she always finds a solution for shit. It don't matter. She is going to find a fucking solution. Yeah. I mean, practical shit. Shit wrong with my car. Oh, yeah, I fixed that. Shit wrong with random shit in the house. Oh yeah, I fixed that shit. Oh yeah, I had to do this to get this to do this to do this. And I'm like, God damn, like I'm a good with solutions, right? I'm good with like MacGyver type solutions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what was happening? We was hanging up a mirror. And we were trying to find and it was like we didn't have no tools to find out the spot on the wall. So I essentially got a Q-tip and I got a marker and I colored the tip of the marker black and I put the Q-tip in the hole on the side of the mirror, and then we push it up against the wall to put a dot on the wall, and then that's where it was exactly. You know what I'm saying? I actually cut the Q-tip into a fourth and kind of put it right up to the next to it, pushed it back, dot, fucking black dot on the wall. Perfect. Solution. Them the kind of solutions I'm good at. I'm good at how can we turn this shit into sugar right now? We don't got the stuff we need. Let's figure that out. Jennifer is good as hell at practical fucking solutions for shit. To the point where I a lot have to be like, damn, I wouldn't have thought about that shit. I want to get that shit. A part of it is because she cheap. Let's just be clear.
That is all of it.
A lot, most of the shit that she be finding solutions to, I would have been called somebody about the new shit.
Nope.
She is not finna buy no new shit, and she is not finna call nobody until it ain't no motherfucking option and no motherfucking choice.
Yep.
You know, so she's a solutions champ, though. I need y'all to understand that, right?
I just fixed my sink last night.
She stay fixing shit.
Like,
but one thing she should not be able to have done is pick up that goddamn shelf and put that motherfucker on the wall.
Well, so what I did,
able to do that.
I have these bar stools that are down here in the office. And so what I did was I just needed enough strength to get it up to the bar stool. And so then that helped hold some of the weight. And then I only had to go from the bar stool up to where I had put the stuff on the wall. So I didn't just like pick it up and hang it. But mind you, it was not as simple as that. It took a little bit of time. And I almost gave up because this thing is heavy as fuck.
And just to be clear, I put her demise together in my head.
Yeah.
After it happened.
Yeah.
Because what happened after that is sometimes we don't talk the whole week. Sometimes we talk in the middle of the week. Sometimes we talk every now and then. But undoubtedly, we going to talk in the morning of the podcast, right? One of two things was going to happen. Either this was going to have happened on like a Saturday-ish after she already talked to her mama. I'm going to reach out to her for the podcast. I'm not going to hear from her. I'm going to be concerned that I'm not hearing from her. I'm going to go to her house. I'm going to see her car in the fucking garage because you can see her car through the fucking window. I'm going to realize she at home. I'm going to call the phone. I'm going to go around the house seeing if I can hear her phone ringing while I'm calling her. If I can't hear it, then I'm going to know it's something going on. I'm going to go to her side door. I'm going to bust the window. I'm going to reach my hand in, unlock that motherfucking door, go around and see what happened. And I was going to find her fucking half fucking dead because the shit done broke her spine. I don't think she would be whole dead. I just think she would be half dead. She would be Professor Xavier fucked up. Yeah. Not necessarily dead because of it. But either way, she hadn't been able to move and her phone is out of reach because she didn't keep her phone next to her because what she been doing is lifting some heavy shit. Now, if this shit had happened before Saturday, then her mama would have did this shit.
Yep. Because my mama, is she on top of me every day?
Yeah, she would have talked to her mama on Friday. And now mama have the option of calling or reaching out to me.
Yes.
Or she had the option of figuring that shit out herself. Now, I don't know what mama would do in that situation. I'm not inclined to believe she would reach out to me. I'm inclined to believe that she would send your cousin over there and your cousin would come and do this shit.
Probably.
That would probably be the cycle.
Yeah.
But that's how that would play out. I already done damn near, I don't paralyzed her in my head.
And here's what's crazy.
That shit.
I didn't consider that at all when I was doing it. It's 100% possible that shit could have happened. Never crossed my mind. I was looking at it. I was like, that shit is heavy, but like, if I just have something to leverage it, I probably could do it. Like, I did not foresee the dangers at all. When he said this, I was like, damn, you're right. I could have fucked myself up. I done did electrical shit that I ain't had no business doing. Like, I you know, yeah. And it's because I'm cheap. I could just literally call and have somebody come and do it. But if I could figure it out myself, I'm not calling nobody.
The last time I was finna do some electrical shit, I was finna do it. I literally had the outlet off the plug and I had some fucking a screwdriver with metal on it in my hand. And I was like, Let me make sure I'm doing the right thing. Every farm I went to, do not do this without shutting the power to the house off. I was like, I'm finna kill myself up here.
Yeah.
This is the source of why I fucking outsource shit, bro. I do not give a fuck about doing shit on my own. Let niggas get paid to do that shit. I get paid to talk to motherfuckers on the couch.
My brain immediately goes to resolutions though. Like, so with the sink, I have one of the faucets where like it doesn't have a separate cold or hot tap. You just turn it in a specific direction for the hot or the cold.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, the cold wasn't coming on no more. Like, if I turned it on, even on the cold side, hot water was coming out.
Mm.
And I couldn't figure out why the fuck it was doing it. Now, normally that wouldn't matter. However, so my hair is purple. We've mentioned this before. When I freshly do my hair, this shit stained like a bitch. Okay. My kitchen sink is stainless steel. So I will wash this out in there instead of fucking up my bathroom. And so that's the only time I really care about the water being cold, because I can't wash it out with hot water because it just makes the color bleed even more. So I needed the cold water. Now, I could have called, I'm renting this house, so it's kind of their job to do this. However, it's a holiday weekend. Ain't no telling when the motherfuckers would have came out here to fix that shit. So I just got a flashlight. I got up underneath the cabinet and I figured out that somehow the cold water tap thing underneath the sink wasn't turned all the way that it needed to be turned. Turn that shit, water fix. But to figure that out, I had took the whole little thing. Because what I read was it could be like the little gasket thing in there might not be turning the way that it needs to. So I was trying to figure out how to get the thing off to do that part. And then in the midst of that, I was like, well, maybe it's just these nozzles down here. But that's immediately when the water started fucking up. My first thought was not, let me call these people. My first thought, I was finna fix mold myself.
About the kids here.
On point. It was the only way he was like, don't do that shit. Like, all the people.
Black mold? Y'all, she called the people right up and they said, oh, hell no, we ain't doing that shit either. We finna get Pablo to come do that shit. We are not fucking with that.
Yeah, they outsource. They ain't even send the regular maintenance guy. They directly outsource their shit.
I hope you understand from that the importance of not fucking with no black shit on no ceiling.
I won't do that no more. But yeah, that's just how my brain. So back to the Reddit letter. So if I come to you and you say that shit to me, it's gonna really anger me because I've already gone through a process before I came to you with this shit. I done already tried to fix it on my own and I can't. And you telling me that it could be worse in that moment of me feeling frustrated because I wasn't able to come to a resolution on my own is immediately gonna get you cussed out. And all your helping me with issues, privileges will be taken away. I ain't never coming to you for shit else, because if you tell me one more fucking time that it could be worse, we gonna box. It's gonna be a problem. So to avoid that, I just learned that you ain't a motherfucker I need to talk to when I'm going through stuff. Let that lady be upset that she didn't get her boy. You know how many people, you know how many families are walking around with 5 girls, 6 girls, because they kept just trying to have a boy because they wanted a boy and couldn't never get one? You know how many people just keep having fucking kids? Like, this is how much folks be wanting a certain gender child. Same shit with girls. See a family with 7 boys. Why the fuck y'all got 7 kids? Kept trying for a girl. Like, this is not specific to her, okay? You did not have to be a dick in that moment. You didn't. And I would be treating you differently too. Like I said, what you let me know, and I don't need to talk to you about shit, because all you gonna do is tell me it could be worse, and I'm going to lose it on you. So for the both of us, I'm gonna just, pump my brakes when it comes to you. Because fuck you.
Yeah.
Shit.
100%.
Fuck out of here. Was that the only other one?
Yeah, we had 1 hour and 3 minutes. The only thing I care to talk about on the news is, I have a very complex relationship with one participating in the culture of, I guess, name calling. Maybe I don't like doing it, and it's because they've been calling Mitch McConnell Glitch McConnell, right? And as much as I do not fuck with that dude, as much as I don't give a fuck about his politics, there's one part of me that just be feeling uncomfortable when people be saying shit like that. So I'm not gonna participate in it. I'm just gonna say Mitch McConnell, whole motherfucking bitch ass. I'm comfortable with that. Just not comfortable with calling him Glitch McConnell. You know what I'm saying? But
let me tell you why I am comfortable calling him Glitch McConnell. One, it's very obviously he got some shit going on, and instead of taking care of that, they just still, courting him around like a fucking Shetland pony in a competition. The nigga has got some problems. And if anybody in this country has the ability to get the help and have the health care and all of that shit, it's that nigga. So knowing that makes me feel less sorry for him. And I don't give a fuck.
America, y'all are paying for this motherfucker's congressional health care package.
Yep.
And he ain't using the motherfucker. Why are we paying for that motherfucking top tier health care if they just gonna deal with it? Now, the way that his staff is dealing with it means that they be seeing this shit happen. Oh, yeah. They are treating it like it ain't shit.
Because the lady just came up to him and was like, did you hear him? He said, he's in a, whatever the fuck he got going on.
Episode or something.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's having an episode of goddamn Howdy Doody or some shit. That's what's happening.
It don't be nothing behind them eyes. When that shit happen, it's like no lights on upstairs. Nothing.
Yeah. It's like, what's going on in your brain, bro?
It's like a hamster on a broken wheel. That's what I imagine, and the hamster just can't go.
Where that shit come from? That's some Simpsons or Family Guy shit?
One of them, yeah.
It would be.
It was one of those. But that's why I don't feel bad, because somebody that was like us and healthcare is all fucked up and we don't have the ability. He has it, and they're choosing not to fucking fix this, get it right, stop courting him out and having him do these fucking press conferences. I don't feel bad for him. I'm sorry.
So this is the thing for me. We are seeing Mitch McConnell going through what he's going through. We are seeing Senator Feinstein going through what she's going through, which is similar. Like, she don't know where the fuck she is most of the time.
Biden falling and shit. Like, all of them too old for the positions that they in, if you ask me.
They are, but it's starting to make me wonder how much the people around them are being discouraged from showcasing what's going on or talking about it, because their political positioning is something that they end up becoming just a puppet for and a placeholder for, rather than the fears of what it means if it's communicated that they having struggles. Oh, we don't need the Republican to get in this role, so we need to just shuffle her around so we can keep it that way until 2024. Same for Mitch McConnell. You know what I'm saying? He's the reason that a host of legislation haven't been going through. And if we think that ain't benefiting Republicans, you're stupid. And they don't have confidence that the next person that's going to take that role going to be that person, because a lot of people don't agree with what Mitch McConnell doing without bringing any fucking legislation to the House, to the floor.
I think that there should be an age where they're not allowed to do. I feel like when the Constitution, when a lot of these decisions about how we were going to operate were made, we did not have the information that we have now. And we didn't have the information we have now about the fucking aging process, okay? Motherfuckers with dementia back in the day probably just, that's just he being old. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the knowledge that we have. Knowing what we know about the aging process, there needs to be a fucking cutoff age. There does. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. There needs to be an age where they are not, because you are not mentally capable of holding that position anymore. And lifetime appointments don't make no goddamn sense. It just don't. Sorry. I don't care who it is, Republican, Democrat. No position should be lifetime appointed, because everybody get to a point where they wearing diapers and don't know where the fuck they at. Okay.
Especially since we done found out that Clarence Thomas and Alito and some of them judges is sugar babies to the billionaires, goddamn. But funding their lifestyle. Acting like they doing their job just off the principle of it being something that you do for America. This one of them power corrupts absolutely moments that we're seeing happening out here. And they don't even want to be held accountable for it.
They need to stop carting Mitch around. Let that nigga, take him somewhere and get him some help. Because this is the second time that this has happened, which lets me know that it's probably happening a lot. He can't even manage it You know what I'm saying? In press conferences. So I know outside of these conferences, that nigga glitching a whole lot. Like
Existing on the edge, man. Get that nigga some pop rocks. It's gonna be the last thing he do. Can't take that shock.
hell no.
All they doing is asking him questions about goddamn election and shit. Maybe he got trigger words.
I don't know. Oh, you know it'd be funny if somebody like did hypnosis on him and like certain words just make him and that would
Like
actually
Bucky?
be kind of fucking dope.
But that motherfucker might be a sleeper agent.
That's some shit I would do. Like if I was gonna be like a diabolical person, I would do shit like that. It's gonna be I would do like had that nigga where he got certain words that just make him fuck up. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be out here shooting and killing people. It'd be a bunch of psychological shit that I would do if I was like my villain mode. My villain mode would be that. It wouldn't be direct. It wouldn't be like actively killing people. I just fuck your whole life up. I want you to live and have to deal with the consequences. I don't want you to die. That's too easy. I want you to fucking suffer. If I'm gonna do it.
Just create a program like they put Bucky through where you put them code words on his ass. Democrats. Woke. Crooked Hillary. Trump for president. As soon as you say all that shit in one goddamn string of sentences,
He just
activated this motherfucker. This motherfucker has been activated, y'all. What is he gonna do? Do some legislation, goddamn.
Shit is crazy. Shit is fucking crazy. But yeah.
But that's all I wanted to talk about, man. Fuck politics at the end of the day.
No.
Okay, let me talk about this. Tennessee is on the slate to pass new legislation regarding paternity. Have you heard of that?
No, but I feel like it's gonna be some bullshit.
In
Because
the
all
state of
things
Tennessee,
related to birth and the birthing process and children lately have been fucking bullshit. But go ahead.
in the state of Tennessee, before any man signs the birth certificate, they will be legally mandated to do a DNA test.
If any man signs the birth certificate, they have to do a DNA test.
Before they sign a birth certificate, they need to do a DNA test. So it's a Democrat in Tennessee giving this legislation. I say Democrat because, you know, when Republicans doing it, it means something different. So where I want to start. So how the manosphere and men that have a problem with women are framing this is like, yeah, we need to pass this legislation because these paternity fraud scheming ass women that be putting babies on men, we need to catch them. That don't happen a lot. That happens very rarely. The highest rate of people that have misidentified paternity are young couples, unmarried couples, and couples from a low SES. All right. This don't always, so the fact that you can target it to that group means that it's not malicious most of the time. Now, in Tennessee, there is a 30% rate of men that are found not to be the fathers. And people are making it seem like, that same group are making it seem like 30% of the kids of people ain't their kids. But remember this is 30% of people who have a reason to go do paternity. 30% of people who either the relationship has been in question, either the person has multiple partners, reasonable ways to have a paternity test, 30% of the time is not the father. But they looking at that wrong because 70% of the time these women is telling the truth about your ass. That is a high percent for women to be telling the truth. To look at that 30% and say these men are not the father. But the reason that this legislation is brought out is because I did not know all of the benefits that the government gains of a state from having this shit. Tennessee gets $52 million matched by the federal government to put into child support enforcement services. And so it benefits the state to rush a name to be put on the birth certificate. And as we keep hearing stories about, once a name is put on that birth certificate, it don't matter by the state. If you are found out to not be the father, you got to pay that shit for 18 years. So essentially, the reason that he brought this up is to stop state mandated kidnapping and paternity fraud, because they're encouraging this so that they can get money from it. And the state is putting up a really big fight against this legislation because it is exactly what he's saying it is. They make money just not caring which men sign and not caring about the reality of some of these men are not the biological father.
Mm-mm.
And so I support the legislation, but not for the reason that them other people support it. I support taking the government out of that financial piece of taking kids away from the biological fathers, forcing non-biological fathers to put a name on that motherfucker. But more than anything, this will be the first opportunity for us to get solid data on how many women are actually either lying or telling the truth. And I think that it's going to surprise men that believe that women be scheming to realize how many men actually are the fathers of these children.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking to getting that data piece to showcase that, like, that the shit that they're making a boogeyman ain't that big of a deal. As big a deal as they said. But look out for that. That shit might be coming to a state near you, motherfuckers. But that's it. Don't talk about that. You got anything else on your mind?
I do not.
All right. Well, until we what the fuck gonna be saying? Well, until we come to the next conversation.
We out.
Holla.